Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Gateway to Homeworld. I am your host Ragnats, and we are currently in a conference room. Look at the dead terrorist. The dead terrorist is slumped over the body of poor Marie Claire. His bodysuit is burned where his gun exploded after being hit by the high-velocity projectiles from CMF soldier's weapon. He is wearing a gas mask attached to a utility belt on the terrorist uniform. Attached to the utility belt on the terrorist uniform is an egg-shaped grenade. The radio crackles. Cheshire Cat, this is Looking Glass. Good work. Launch the second wave when ready. Looking Glass, this is Cheshire Cat. The mobile launchers are fueling up the drones right now. Okay, well, let's just take all. Take all. So let's see, what have I taken? So radio, taken. Your score has just gone up by 5. Slip of paper, taken. Your score has just gone up by 5. Gas mask. You carefully pull the gas mask off the dead terrorist. Your score has gone up by 5. Hand grenade. You gingerly remove the hand grenade from the dead terrorist belt. You handle the deadly egg with caution. Your score has gone up by 5. The radio crackles. Looking Glass. This is Mad Hatter. Lab buildings in Wonderland Sector 2 are secure. All civvies are dead. Mad Hatter. This is Looking Glass. Good work. Sit tight. You hear an almost inaudible whimper, followed by a pitiful squeak. You look over at the source of the noises and recoil in horror. The lab rats in the cages set to the wall are in convulsions, their mouths foaming as colorless and odorless toxic gas filters into the room and destroys their nervous respiratory systems. Well, in that case, let's wear the mask. You put on the gas mask. The radio cackles. Looking Glass. This is Flamingo Leader. Flamingo 3 is on its way to Alice and will cross into Wonderland in 10 minutes. ETA to Alice, 15 minutes. Flamingo Leader. This is Looking Glass. Make sure that Flamingo 3 goes undetected. Okay, well, we've got everything in here. Let's look at paper. Paper. On the slip of paper, you see the following notes and scribbles. Authentication, airy. The radio crackles. Flamingo Leader to Looking Glass. Yes, sir. The first two Tiltrotters didn't have any problems when they touched down south on the labs. They went in before all the Charlie Mikes were down. We should be okay. Those planes are maneuverable as hell. Okay, well, let's go east. Engineering Lab. This is an engineering lab dedicated to finding uses for mysterious Hichi artifacts brought from distant worlds by gateway prospectors. This part of the lab is dominated by a large computer-controlled robot arm that is used for handling potentially dangerous equipment. Just behind the robot arm to the north is a workbench. Beyond the workbench is an exit leading north and down. Other exits are to the west, southwest, south, and southeast. The heavy robot arm is moving spastically in all directions. The lab workbench has a silver plaque. On the lab workbench you see a tuning fork. The radio crackles. Looking Glass to Flamingo Leader. Don't get cocky. So let's see. Is there anything? Southwest. You wander around in the maze of labs and almost get lost. After a moment of panic, you find your way back to the engineering lab. Looking Glass. This is March Hare. Lab buildings in Wonderland Sector 3 are secure. All civvies are down. Southeast. Same thing. Looking Glass and March Hare. Good work. Sit tight. South. Same problem again. Looking Glass. This is Duchess. We have severed the main fiber optic lines leading in and out of Romeo Delta 2. We have also cut the lines coming from all nearby towns. So we are on our own. Okay, well, let's look at this plaque. A sign is probably mounted on one of the walls. It says, "Warning, industrial robot, keep out of robot arm's arc of travel during operation." Radio crackles. How about the cellular communications towers? Oh, okay, there's still those. Is that what the plaque says? Let's see, examine. Nope, there's another item. Silver plaque. The plaque next to the tuning fork reads as follows: Hichi artifact number 193948. Tuning fork. Special note, do not use in the presence of machinery with crystal components. High-frequency sound emissions will crack certain types of crystal. The radio crackles. The towers were blown at the beginning of the operation. This entire area should be blacked out as far as combo goes. Oh, damn. So the big problem right now is this robot arm. A large, articulated metal robot arm is flailing insanely in front of you, barring access to the northern part of the lab. The arm is made of green metal and has a two-finger claw at the end. An interface cable connects the robot arm to the metal housing that emerges from the floor. You surmise that the robot arm's remote operator either abandoned his post or got killed during the nerve gas attack. The radio crackles. Looking Glass, White Rabbit. We have secured the National Guard compound at Castillo. All service personnel on duty are dead or incapacitated. Okay, well, if this cable is what's plugging it in, let's pull the cable. Pull cable. You hunker down on the floor, crawl forward far enough to grab the cable, and examine the black plastic carefully. After a moment of deliberation, while the arm slashes through the air overhead, you yank on the cable. The connector comes free of the socket, and the robot arm immediately shuts down. Your score has gone up by 10. The radio crackles. Good work, White Rabbit. Good at phase 2. And as you can see, the cable is gone. Actually, let's see. Can I see my score? You have achieved a score of 50 out of 1600 in 45 turns. Oh boy. Well, let's take the fork. You take the tuning fork from the lab workbench. Your score has gone up by 5. The radio crackles. White Rabbit here. We're one step ahead of you. We have appropriated 5 National Guard vehicles from the camp at Castillo. They are standard troop carriers, ground effect vehicles capable of high-speed travel. We are rolling. ETA Wonderland, Gate 1 in 25 minutes. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of more guys coming here. Let's head north. You walk down a long ramp that leads underground. Tram station. This is a familiar sight. A station platform for maglev people mover. These highly efficient tram vehicles ride on a magnetic repeller field, levitating over a guideway as they travel at high speeds, hence the name maglev. They are commonly used for ferrying people around airports, downtown areas, or large installations like Romeo Delta 2. Directly in front of you, to the north, is the maglev guideway for the tram. A red sign with an arrow pointing up identifies the station as Research Center. The exit to the engineering lab is to the south. The radio crackles. Looking Glass. This is the Queen of Hearts. All Hedgehog units are rolling. We are a click behind the White Rabbit decoy vehicles. Well, at this point, I might as well wait for Tram. Which Tram do you mean? Wait for next Tram. No, okay, just wait. Time passes. Looking Glass, all units. This operation has entered its most critical phase. Our ground forces are on their way to Wonderland. They will be in contact with the enemy in 20 minutes or so. Hail the new beginning. Radio crackles. A new Earth. Hail the new beginning. The radio crackles. Looking Glass. This is Cheshire Cat. The second wave of drone aircraft is on its way. They are looking good. Hail the new beginning. A computerized voice booms from overhead speakers and echoes throughout the station. Attention please, the tram will arrive at the station in 1 minute. Please stand back from the guideway. Thank you. Wait. And there it is. Griffin leader to Looking Glass. Griffin ground attack aircraft are airborne. ETA Wonderland 10 minutes. Make your list and check them twice. We're carrying some heavy ordnance. The tram pulls into the station and stops in front of you. A door in the side of the tram opens with a soft hiss. Let's go north into the tram. So, you enter the tram. Tram interior. The interior of the tram is pretty much what you expected. A row of metal seats runs down the side of the vehicle. Windows provide the illusion of exterior visibility, but in reality, the tinted heavy glass does not let much light in or out. A monitor at the front of the tram displays the current location and the next stop. The scene would be perfectly innocuous if it weren't for the macabre presence, or I guess it's macabre presence of a corpse slumped in a forward seat. The dead passenger must have been caught by the chemical attack on the base. You see a dead passenger here. Radio crackles. Looking glass to all units. We've been monitoring the Charlie Mike comm traffic. They are disorganized and confused as hell, but that doesn't mean they aren't dangerous. Stay awake. You hear an ominous two-tone warning bell, an obnoxious two-tone warning bell from a speaker over the tram door. Look at body. Man slumped in one of the tram seats, obviously dead. His head lolls against the seat, his arm hangs into the aisle. The gas must have caught him on his way between tram stations. He has no destination now. He just keeps riding the tram around its circular track, around and around. Pretty morbid. The radio crackles. Hey ho, Daddy-o. You guys are good. This is the best organized operation I've seen in years. This is Looking Glass. Who are you? What unit? A harsh electronic voice from speakers. Inside the tram says, Stop. Do not enter. The doors are closing now. Moments later, the tram door slides shut and the vehicle jerks forward. It accelerates smoothly as it pulls away from the station. Wow, I cannot read today. Look, monitor or monitor. Look, monitor. There are many ways to look in this game. Try looking at, under, or inside the tram monitor. The radio crackles. I'm a American Bravo company. Don't mean to break common discipline, but I thought I'd tell you how impressed I was. The tram hurtles along the track. Look at monitor. A monitor on the stand near the front of the tram is displaying text. Current location in transit. Next stop, mission control. The radio crackles. Queen of Hearts, this is Looking Glass. Find the man in Bravo Company who broke common discipline and shoot him. Do it now. The tram begins accelerating. Okay, wait, one more. Radio crackles. Looking Glass to all units. Maintain combo discipline. The tram loses speed as it pulls into the next station. The door inside opens with a soft hiss as soon as it comes to a stop. Okay, well, let's go to mission control then. This is one of the 3 tram stations located on the Romeo Delta base. Directly in front of you, to the north, is the maglev guideway for the tram. A red sign with an arrow pointing up identifies the station as mission control. The exit to mission control is south. The radio crackles. Flamingo 3 to Flamingo Leader. I'm over the Wonderland perimeter. My plane has been acquired by a missile seeker. I repeat, Charlie Mike has a Zulu missile lock-on. Oh crap. Oh crap, they're launching. Lane, chaff, evasive maneuvers. The missile is tracking. It's off the port side. Oh! You hear the obnoxious two-tone warning bell from the speaker over the tram door. Yeah, whatever. Mission control. This is a large room filled with complicated consoles, screens, and instruments of every description. Although this looks like the nerve center of the launch and space operations, it is currently eerily quiet. Lights flash and screens blink, but there isn't anybody left alive to pay any attention. The room is filled with bodies. 2 of the dead bodies are nearby. One is wearing a uniform of a mission specialist, the other is dressed as a technician. They are slumped in their chairs. Immediately in front of you is a console with a keyboard and a screen. You see a dead specialist and a dead technician here. Flamingo Leader to Looking Glass. Flamingo 3 is down. I have to assume all 20 footmen commandos went with it. Okay. Look at Specialist. Dead mission specialist is slumped over his console. He looks like he is taking a nap. The illusion holds until you get a closer look at his face. The expression frozen there is one of surprised horror. The dead specialist has a white plastic badge clipped to his shirt. The radio crackles. We lost the transport. We lost the main commando team. Take badge. You take the white badge from the dead specialist. Looking Glass, Mad Hatter, March Hare, and Nocturnal. Flamingo 3 went down. As you know, Flamingo 3 was carrying the Alice assault team. Okay, look at technician. A dead technician is sprawled over his computer to the right of the dead mission specialist. Oh, not very interesting. The radio crackles. We're going to have to wait until the hedgehogs arrive to secure Alice. We think the armored column will break through in a few minutes. They should arrive at Alice in an hour or so. We'll have them pick you up on the way. Take charge of the lead vehicle when they arrive. So, the air unit, which was going to be here first, has been killed, so we got a bit of time. Thank goodness. Okay, so let's see. Look at screen. You look around at the bewildering variety of screens, consoles, and controls. Finally, select the console in front of you, lean in towards the screen, and put your fingers on the corresponding keyboard. The system comes to life. Enter your spec code. A-E-R-I-E. Access rejects your code and denies your access. Aww. Mad Hatter to Looking Glass, we weren't briefed on Alice. Only the assault team aboard Flamingo 3 knew the ultimate mission objective. What are we securing exactly, and where is it? Okay, look at badge. On the badge is a picture of the dead specialist and the following text. Gateway Enterprises Mission Specialist. Adiro Kasan, Clearance Alpha 1. Oh, that's useful. On the back of the badge, in small letters, is the following text. Spec code A552. Aha, that's what I needed. Black stripe runs across the bottom of the badge. Your score just gone up by 5. The radio crackles. This is Looking Glass. Given the state of things, I guess I have to open the kimono. Alice is a Gateway Corporation heavy lift rocket located on Pad Tango 3 in Wonderland Launch Complex. The payload is a new Corporation probe ship, a long-range interplanetary pulse drive scout vessel. You will lead the hedgehogs to Alice. Your instructions will be to secure and hold Alice until the tech team arrives. Do not damage any launch vehicle systems. Don't touch. Okay, so let's see. Look at console A552. Gateway Enterprises, Romeo Delta 2 Launch Facility Mission Control Center. Welcome to the MyCon system. Note that this system is classified Alpha 1 and use is restricted to mission specialists with a MyCon certification. MyCon is a Level 1 life-critical system. Misuse or negligence can result in the loss of life and damage to property. Press any key to access active missions. So, we have a whole bunch of missions here. Let's see, the Daedalus, Code C3, Geosynchronous Cargo Lift, Vehicle Rockwell, MBB Heavy Lifter, United Nations, Combined Military Forces, Classification Alpha 3. Summary, deploy new SD-3 kinetic kill weapon to geosync orbit over Africa. Engage targeting system to detect, engage, and destroy any ballistic missiles launched by rebel government of Algeria. I don't really care about that. Chimera. A8, military experiment, Pterodyne long-range shuttle, Alpha 2, transit to L52, deploy experimental EMF-V, cloaking device code name Chimera, perform EMF scans, record feedback, evaluate stealth capabilities of Chimera, report results to CMF. Okay, let's actually look at the important thing. The Mission X5 Aquila, Pad T3, code X5, experimental exploration, experimental fusion pulse drive scout ship, sponsor United Nations Gateway Enterprises, classification Alpha 1, summary, intercept alien artifact beyond orbit of Pluto, establish communication and attempt to board if possible, determine origin and intentions of crew if on board, salvage artifact if possible. Special information, mission objectives. Aquila mission objectives. 1. Determine if alien artifact is a threat. If so, report back with description of threat. 2. Ascertain origin of alien artifact. 3. Initiate diplomatic communication with crew, if any. 4. Salvage ship, if derelict. 5. Data collection for corporation science section. Let's see. Aquila vehicle data. Rockwell MBB DSX-3 probe ship. Deep space exploration prototype. Crew. 2 couches, 1 cryosleep capsule. Propulsion. Deuterium, tritium, fusion pulse drive. Acceleration, constant 1g up to 0.9 c. Weight, 500 tons. Length, 120 meters. Lift to orbit, twin hydrox boosters. Flight profile. Aquila flight profile for auto-nav system. Initiate auto-launch with 30-minute countdown. After liftoff, jettison boosters and enter low Earth orbit at altitude of 320 kilometers. Calibrate auto-nav systems and ignite fusion pulse drive. Depart for artifact after 2 complete orbits. Crew enters cryosleep for duration of flight. Acceleration at 1G for 55 days, followed by deceleration at 1G until target is acquired by proximity detector. Wake up crew when proximity alarm triggers. Perform flyby and data collection maneuvers. Revert to manual control until crew authorizes return. Engage pulse drive engines. Return to Earth. Course data. Range 3 AU, which is a lot. 446,493,302,302 kilometers. The row is 2.2994828939329 radians. The phi is 0.4394387346745 radians. Margin is 6,239 kilometers. Execute ship systems check. Engineering nominal, life support nominal, autonav system standing by, pulse drive engines nominal, booster engines standing by, launch control standing by, systems check passed. Okay, well, initiate auto launch sequence. Oh, that's what I need AERIE for. Authentication verified for Aquila auto launch procedure. Mycon now turning over launch control to procedure Aquila launch control. All systems nominal. Mission Aquila is go. The 30-minute countdown clock is starting now. Your score has gone up by 25. The radio crackles. All units, this is Looking Glass. We got a big problem. Our ELINT is picking up all kinds of electronic and mechanical activity inside the launch area. Somebody inside Wonderland just initiated an auto launch for Alice. A gentle female voice speaks over the installation PA system. This is Aquila launch control. Attention all Romeo Delta personnel. An automatic launch procedure has been initiated for the Aquila launch vehicle on Pad Tango 3. This installation is now in a launch mode. Condition Charlie is now in effect throughout all installation facilities. T-minus 29 minutes and counting. Well, let's get over there then. I'm playing a game!